This program is dedicated for your security and safety, peaceful living, and safe conduct to ensure development of the society and the nation. Welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa, and only on this channel, the Africa Independent Television, will bring you this program. My name still remains Patrick Abambo. On this program today, we'll be bringing you a collection of hype reports and interviews, exclusive interviews, which we conducted during the week, which gave insight into some of the activities and what is happening in the security and safety sector and also national development. Sit back as we bring you the first report by Elizabeth Tanko from the Nigerian Army headquarters. Brings you a report from the Department of Civil Military Affairs.
As part of effort to correct wrong narratives in the social media space and promote collaboration, building trust, and strengthen mutual understanding among critical stakeholders, the Nigerian Army, under the leadership of Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, through the Department of Civil Military Affairs (DCMA), hosted a two-prolonged event in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. The first was the 42nd edition of the Social Media Sensitization Seminar, with the theme promoting a culture of security awareness through the responsible use of social media. Had in attendance online bloggers, social media handlers, influencers, sister security agencies, union leaders, youth corps members, and other stakeholders. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, who was the special guest of honor, speaking through his representative, Major General Lukman Omoniye from the Nigerian Army Heritage and Future Center, commended Nigerian youth for their active engagement in nation building and described social media as a tool for shaping the security landscape of the nation. The Chief of Civil Military Affairs Army, Major General Go Chubuisi, noted that the success of past editions of the seminar have reignited the Nigerian Army's commitment to elevate the initiative even further, and stressed that this edition seeks to enhance a collaborative approach in achieving a collective goal of safeguarding the national security. Day 2, which was for the 4th edition of the Nigerian Army Key Stakeholders Engagement Forum, had Bringing the Nigerian Army Closer to Communities as the theme. In attendance were royal fathers in Oyo State, clergymen, union leaders, heads of other security agencies, community leaders, market women leaders, and artisans. The special guest of honor, who is the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, represented by Major General Lukman Omoniye, said that in today's globalized world, the scope of security responsibility goes beyond the military and law enforcement agencies alone, and that tackling the complexities of Nigeria's current security challenges calls for collective participation by every concerned citizen. The Nigerian Army's Chief of Civil Military Affairs (DCMA), Major General Go Chubuisi, disclosed that the forum embodies the Nigerian Army's desire to strengthen partnerships with relevant stakeholders in overcoming the nation's security challenges while advancing sustainable developments. He assured participants at the forum that their perspectives, ideas, and contributions are invaluable towards building trust and deepening mutual understanding between the military and civilians.
Welcome back. Yes, we'll take you straight to, again, the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, where we had an interview with the Director General, Dr. Joseph Ochogu, and Lucy Tau brings us a report from that interview.
To ensure commitment to the peaceful coexistence of Nigerians and the entire humanity, the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, IPCR, was established in Nigeria. with the mandate of promoting peace, conflict prevention, management, and resolution in the country. During the week, the Director General of IPCR, Dr. Joseph Ochogo, spoke with Security Watch Africa in his office in Abuja.
The Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution is a federal government agency, is a government think tank domiciled under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The institute was created in February 2000 by former President Olusegun Obasanjo. The initial primary reason for why the institute was created largely was to promote regional integration, that is, the integration of Africa through the free movement of persons, visa-free Africa, conflict-free Africa, and to ensure that people of Africa come together, and to build peace through trading, through tourism, through collective security, and all those kind of arrangements, and that was the reason. So it was actually it's set up to help drive Nigerian foreign policy in the area of peace and security. So we work largely with both the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, other partners, as well as multilateral institutions in Nigeria and other bilateral institutions. So we work along the ECOWAS and then African Union and the United Nations systems, to promote not only national peace, but international peace.
Dr. Chogu gave insight into areas of conflict and triggers of conflict in Nigeria.
Is to look at the structural dimension of any society and why the structures can oftentimes give vent to little triggers. Structures in the sense of, first and foremost, the economy. If we're overwhelmingly dependent on imports, and then we have large populations of our energetic youth not giving employment. Those are structural things. So any little disagreement between two parties can easily escalate. And the structures that have led to so much of frustration within the society itself can allow it to escalate beyond measure. So the real problem is actually at the local government level, where issues of basic health, basic education, basic employment, and all those things are catered for. And until we're able to do that, this whole issue of getting triggers, certain things to trigger conflict and then it snowballs. For example, if we don't build trust and confidence among the diversities of populations we have in Nigeria, it could trigger into anything.
The Director General of IPCR encouraged the allied to have a consensus towards peace to build sustainable development.
Then we need also elite consensus, where the elites who are supposed to be leaders of this country, agree on some minimums in terms of, for example, we no longer need violence in our society. We no longer need corruption in our society. If there are monies appropriated to certain things, it must be delivered to the people, and all that. So we need a broader elite consensus in terms of how we deal with these issues.
He acknowledged the family as the primary agent of civilization, stressing that the family, religion, and schools are stages of socialization.
I think the family is the primary agent of socialization of any human being. We are all given birth to by parents, but that is that cradle of civilization and cradle of socialization. Thank God Nigeria has a 6334 system of education. What that means is that at the age of 5 or 6, after your nursery or whatever, you have to go through a primary school system for 6 years. Those 6 years are the primary agent of socialization also, that tries to build an enlightened citizen that understands the critical role of the Nigerian state, the Nigerian government, and their own obligation to our citizens. And another major primary agent of socialization is the religious organizations. Either faith-based organizations like Christian, Muslim organizations, the churches, the mosques, the imams, the pastors, the reverend fathers, the priests, and all those people are agents of socialization.
Dr. Chogu encouraged citizens to work towards entrenchment and sustainability of peace.
Peace is something you need to craft. You need to weave it, It's not something you can do in an ad hoc manner. Ad hoc approach can never give you peace building. So peace building is like a culture. So for us to transition from the prevalent culture of violence that we are currently in into a culture of peace, we need to do a whole lot of work. It has to be a whole of society, a whole of government, and everybody needs to put their hand on deck.
Peace is not absence of conflict. It is the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means. Lucy Tao reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Yeah, welcome back. Yes, come August 25th to 27th, Nigeria will be hosting African Chiefs of Defense staff from the 54 countries in Africa. They will gather in Abuja, Nigeria, to brainstorm and look at our common problems, the problem of Africa, and profile workable solutions to ensure that the continent move forward. The Chief of Defense Staff of Nigeria, General Christopher Gwabi Musa, is spearheading that summit. And during the week, he had a press briefing. Sit back as Elizabeth Tanko brings us a report from that press briefing.
Nigeria has reaffirmed its commitment to regional and continental security, urging African nations to unite in tackling shared threats and promoting peace. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, gave this affirmation while briefing the media on the dates and highlights of the forthcoming Africa Chiefs of Defense Staff Summit holding in Abuja.
We're here to present the highlights on the incoming African Chiefs of Defense Staff Summit for 2025. The defense chiefs are all coming, have all been invited, 54 African countries, and so far we have received more than 90% attendance. The event will take place from 25th to 27 August 2025 at the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center and Transcorp, Nigeria, Abuja. The theme, as mentioned earlier, is combating contemporary threats to regional peace and security in Africa, the role of strategic defense collaboration. Because contemporary challenges need the collaboration of everyone. The summit will be conducted in 4 days with an opening ceremony on the 5th plenary sessions and a gala night to conclude the event. The summit will be declared open by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, while the keynote address will be delivered by our own United Nations Deputy Secretary General, Her Excellency Amina J. Mohammed. The summit is also expected to showcase Africa's defense capabilities through defense exhibition, which will hold concurrently with the summit.
General Musa underscored Nigeria's readiness to secure its territory, safeguard the African region, and support global peace initiatives.
The emphasis is to show Nigeria's readiness to continue to secure its territory, its region, the African continent, and provide support to the international community. Nigeria has over the time continued to support other countries in restoring peace and security within their environment. In view of the threats that we're facing as a nation, as a continent, we feel it's important that we come together, inviting all the chiefs of defense staff to sit down, look at our challenges, provide solutions to them as Africans and as brothers and sisters, because they say charity begins at home.
He further emphasized the importance of solidarity, mutual respect, and cultural understanding among the African nations.
Now, a call to unity and shared responsibility. We have to encourage solidarity and mutual respect among defense leaders, knowing ourselves, working together, interacting. We share common culture, religion, and boundaries together. In closing,
the Chief of Defense Staff expressed gratitude to Nigerians for their continuous encouragement.
We want to use this medium to appreciate Mr. President for all the support to the armed forces of Nigeria. We want to assure Mr. President and the entire Nigerians that the armed forces of Nigeria and other security agencies are working together as one team to secure Nigeria. I want to appreciate the support of all Nigerians. We cannot do it alone. We need the support of everyone. And to defeat asymmetric warfare, to succeed, it requires all of society and all of governmental support.
Elizabeth Tanko, Reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Yeah. Also, during the week, Security Watch Africa crew had an exclusive interview with the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, on the more detail concerning the Africa's Chiefs of Defense Staff Summit and security in Nigeria. Sit back as we bring you this interview.
Today we'll be speaking with him on the idea behind the summit, which is midwifery. It's a pleasure, sir, to have this interaction.
Thank you very much. You're most welcome.
Yes, sir. I did talk about your effort, I must say, ensuring that your colleagues in the West African region take that bold steps to ensure they unite. And today, it's understandable that you're also pushing towards getting the Africa together. Speak to us on what this is all about.
Thank you very much. Viewers, once again, happy to be here. It's good to see for this opportunity for us to discuss on this issue of especially security. The African Chief of Defense Staff Summit is planned primarily, first, to unite the African militaries. As Africans, we've never had an opportunity for all of us to sit down together and discuss Africa, or discuss our land. I think this is one great opportunity that this provides. Starting from the ECOWAS Chief of Defense, I saw the need that the more we talk, the more we understand ourselves. And so we felt that it's important. In the past, it's always been that it's been organized by some other areas. Now, we are the one doing to discuss our own issues, and as Africans, as brothers, to also provide our own solution. Because our solutions, our challenges are within us, and it's only within us that we'll be able to create the solution. And I think that's very critical. I think the issues have been prolonged because we've been looking for solutions from outside. Now the solution is going to come from inside. And I think that's better.
So with the level of successes recorded with the West African region you're launching out.
Yes.
Yeah. Would this also look at, because a lot of people have clamored for the operationalization of the African Standby Force.
Yes.
Do you think that this could also look?
No, definitely. You know, the plans have been ongoing, and it's been taking some time because you have to look at a lot of issues, our strategies, our doctrines, funding. These are areas that you have challenges, but it's been sorted out. I think this meeting will give us an opportunity to look at it holistically and be able to see, yes, this is how we should go about it. This is what we need to do to have the buy-in of all as Africans. Each region has its own peculiar challenge, but the overall challenge is that we have a group of terrorists, insurgents that don't mean anybody well. And it's only when we come together to work that we can get it better and we can get it right. Sharing our own experiences on what we are feeling and challenges and how we're going about it. And I think that's very critical.
Yeah, but because looking at the Sahel and looking at the Central Africa right now, good. The M23, we are seeing the United States and Qatar is spearheading the peace mission. So you believe with this coming together, you can actually do
very well. The more we talk to each other, the more we understand. And the more you understand yourself, the more you get better solution.
Okay, let's come to Nigeria. How well would you say your fight against these enemies? Of course, they keep on coming. Somebody says they're factory producing.
Yes, it's because like I said, over time there's been all over Africa, especially the neighboring countries. The challenges has always been having population that are not productive, having population when there is so much illiteracy. So it's easier for people to come and convince them or to confuse them into believing that one ideology is better than the other. It's important for them to understand that, look, God made all of us as humans, and He gave everybody the right to choose. So everybody has the right to choose. Nobody should be compelled for whatever reason. If you feel somebody isn't doing what you can avoid the person. You don't have to force him or compel him, and that's where the issues coming from. So it's important for us to discuss together internally and seeing what are these issues that we need to address and address them holistically. We believe it is only when we do that we get the best out of our solution, and for our Nigeria as one, for our region, because it's important. Why I'm saying that is because the challenges we're having now is not isolated. You cannot say it's a Nigerian problem alone. All the regions are facing it. Africa is facing it. And so if we're able to address this, I'm sure we'll have a better, and Africa will be better for it.
Talking about solution, I know that you're one apostle that talk about whole of society approach. Do you think that it's possible to get that?
No, it's possible. It's possible to understand. And these are the things that we also want to project to other countries, that the society must come together. African, culturally, we know over time that's how it is. Like that's how it was said that it takes a village to grow a child. Now, because we're losing that, that's why we're having these issues. We need to go back to how it used to be, the way where our brothers keep us. If we do that, we won't allow anything to happen, harm any other person. And so we want to bring that brotherliness, that love together as family, unity, that we have a common front as Africans, common culture, religion, and all this thing, that geographically we're located together, race-wise and everything. So it's important for us to find our own solutions and to go after getting them in.
Okay. A bit back to this summit. I spoke with some of the people, your colleagues, and there are quite many of them are enthusiastic to come. Some are still saying they want to see what Nigeria will offer. Yeah. Can you tell them, because many of them will be watching this?
No, it's okay. Like I said, so far, we almost 90% of people we've received almost 90% of people positive response coming. If you one issue or the other, you can't rule that out. But I think the majority is everybody wants to see. Everybody is excited. Yes. And everybody, I'm sure, in their own small ways have felt, look, it's important for us to come together as Africans and discuss our issues. If you remember one time, I remember when Dangote was talking about his challenge, because he travels wide, that even being the richest African in the world, he needs 26 visas to travel around Africa. So these are things that we need to really sit down and talk about. How do we, if you go to Europe, you can get there. Once you get there, you can travel across without anybody hindering you. We must learn to develop. We must learn to evolve. And starting with security, I think for us is critical, so that we can get it right.
Okay. I know you cannot host this without the support of the Commander-in-Chief. Tell us
definitely. The Commander-in-Chief has been, in fact, he's been the one that pushing us into it, and he's going to be there, God willing, live to open the opening day. And then we're having dignitaries. Professor Mulumba is coming. Her Excellency Mohamed is coming from the UN. The Secretary, Deputy Secretary General, she's going to be on ground. We've invited a lot of top shots individuals that will come and ask Africans to come and discuss and as lead speakers into this. So it's going to, and then we're going to have our own retired service chiefs, defense. Everybody with experience will be part of it. We want it to be holistic, both the old, the new, and the future.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, what's the end state? What do you intend to achieve?
No, at the end of it is that for a better Africa, a better security for Africa, a better understanding for Africans, for us to know that we are the ones to project, we are the ones to work towards a better continent. We shouldn't wait and expect any other person to do it for. Nobody can love you more than yourself. So we must work together. We must continue to work, ensure that we defeat all acts of criminality that is happening in Africa and make Africa free, so that we can, it will be good for Africa. We want Africa to develop beyond where it is today.
Okay. Please maybe just speak to our viewers, particularly in Nigeria, what do you think the emphasis of Nigeria will require from them?
Yes, support. Firstly, let me appreciate all Nigerians for the support we're getting. I think we can see how Nigerians are having this better understanding on how the operation and the role they have to play. Fighting asymmetric warfare is a whole of society. Whether you're carrying gun or you're not carrying gun, you have a role to play. The kinetic and the non-kinetic must go hand in hand. Being that you deny them ability to live within your communities, deny them ability to get fuel, deny them ability to get food. Anything that keeps them going, don't allow them get. And when you see something, please report, and action will be taken as quickly as possible. And I want to also appeal, please report on our own personnel too, on their conduct. Because for us, we're there to protect, not to destroy. And anybody who is doing anything contrary to that, we want to take action. And we do not take it for granted for anybody, any of our personnel that is doing anything that is untoward. We want them to be disciplined. We want them to protect. We want our communities to be happy that we're deployed with them. I've had one reason or the other, people shouting they don't want the military. I know there are people pushing them and making them to do these things. The military is your friend, is your own armed forces that we're there to protect you, and will continue to do so. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome back. That was really an interview that was quite explosive because and quite detailed, giving more information about what the emphasis of Nigeria is doing, first in Nigeria and Africa, spearheading unity among the African countries. Yes, on that note, we'll come to the end of today's program. If you have enjoyed watching us, join us again. Next week, we'll bring you another exciting episode of this program. Until next week, ensure that make effort to watch our previous editions and send us your views or questions you want any of the security agencies or forces to respond to. Whatever a question you need answers to, send it to us. We'll take it up whichever armed forces it is, not just in Nigeria, but across the continent of Africa. Until we come here again next week, I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.